And we are. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hi. Yep.
And when you find us, share, share, share. You know how this goes. We don't have to tell you.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm waiting for it to come up on mine and then I will.
Yeah, I haven't quite found it yet, but I'm saying good morning to
Yeah.
anybody who might be hearing.
Oh, there we are. And there we are. I see us. Yes.
So
Good.
do I. And there's Sharon and Carol. Good morning, girls.
Let's see.
We get hearts already. Oh my gosh, this is going to be a great day. We're already getting hearts.
Love that. I
Hi,
absolutely
everybody. And
love
there's
it.
our Wendy.
Good morning. Oh, why does that always do that? Okay, let's get that turned off. Good. Okay, I think I
Buddy.
have it now.
Wendy, I'm sure you shared it into the group, so I'm not going to do that.
Hello, Carol. Hello. Hi, everybody. Just good morning, everybody. Hi, Sharon.
And there's Deirdre and Yvonne and Gabby. Oh, the gang's coming in. Hi, everyone.
Yay.
Ah,
And Wendy and Sharon, thanks for staying up with me last night. That was great. I so enjoyed having you, and I know it was really late there. So thank you so much. And there's Sherry Gatewood.
Sherry. Hi, Stacy. Everybody got your coffee? It's a butterfly kind of day.
Yeah. Hi, Stacy. And there's Deirdre.
Oh, thank you, Deirdre. I did that at about 2:30 this morning. So I'm surprised it even looks good. I was just telling Jeryl and I finally fell asleep or went to bed. I actually turned the lights off and laid down at 3:33 this morning. So for me to be up and my eyes open and I feel great this morning.
I
How's
think
everybody
that's
else feeling? Geraldine, how are you feeling today?
honestly, I feel great today. I
Oh,
woke
you
up
did.
at 5:30 and I've just hit the ground running. So, oh, we got some more people. Good morning, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara,
And
Marianne.
Carol Ann loves your mug.
I know, I love this mug too.
It's so
Believe.
pretty. And Becky and Mary Ann. Oh my gosh, this is just going to be a great Sunday. And Gabby, I didn't say hello to you. Hello. Uh,
Yeah, and
oh,
Gabby says, I noticed you were awake at that hour. Yeah, I think I replied to something that you did on Facebook, Gabby. I was just like, I was on a roll and I couldn't stop. I had so much to get done before I fell asleep last night.
and good morning, Robert and Etta. How are you this morning?
Hi, Etta, and Becky says, I have my IV of coffee this morning. Oh, I love these hearts. You all, you're making me really feel my heart up with love this morning.
Good morning, Jean.
Hi, Jean. And Stacy said she woke up at 5:30 this morning. The realtor's coming today to get the house on the market.
Wow.
Oh, that's moving fast, isn't it? Yeah,
I'm
good luck with that.
and I'm so excited for you, Stacy, because you're moving probably to somewhere that you really have wanted to move to for a very long time. So I'm so happy for you. That's things are starting to move. That's great. That's
Moving the
good news.
energy. There's a lot of moving. Do you notice that? And
Yeah,
Catherine's not on yet. She just did her move, and it sounds like that's going really well for her.
extremely well. I it's really loud here. The planes are having a great time in front of my house this morning. Okay.
Oh, Gabby, you're so excited. Gabby, that was one of the things that I was working on last night because I did some last minute praying with the angels and making sure that everything was just how they wanted it. And wow, there's some meditations we're going to do in that class today to
It's gonna
connect
be
you with
amazing.
your angels.
It's going to be amazing. And we have Shelly Anderson. Greetings from Maine. Welcome, Shelly. It's
Hey,
so nice to have
Shelley.
you here.
Awesome. And Robert Dosa's here. And Etta said they had a very bad thunderstorm and it's raining heavily there in India. Wow.
And Robert said he feels great and inspired this morning, though he woke up late. That's awesome,
All
Robert.
right.
What are
I'm
you
being
all in?
inspired.
Yeah, I love being inspired. I'm looking for an inspirational day today. I've got lots going on as well. And so I'm going to play in the garden a little bit more this morning and get some plants in. So I need some inspiration for my fairy garden. That's where I need to be inspired these days.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And I did a lot of research last night on what we're presenting today at 11 o'clock. It's going to be
uh-huh.
Awakening the Dragon is the circle that we're doing at 11 o'clock on Enlightened World Network. And we're going to talk about the ley lines. I was just sharing with Jeryl before the show. There is so much interesting information about the ley lines. And if you've never studied them, I urge you to do that, but also to come on with us for that meditation this morning. We're going to go to some of those really high points that we've heard about, and maybe some of us have seen. I want to see all of these places like Machu Picchu, Stonehenge, Mount Shasta. I would love to go to some of those really high energy vortexes.
Uh-huh.
I've been to a couple. I've been to the Grand Canyon. Wow, what a vortex that is.
That would be amazing. My guest last night, she's been to Mount Shasta and Stonehenge and some, I think it's Avondale. And she's been to a lot of these high energy vortex areas. And she was talking about the energy of those places in the crop circles as well. It was really fascinating to me to,
Love to see one.
yeah, one of the interesting quick tidbit, she said the crop circles, they do them in such a way that they can harvest those crops where they lay down, they can harvest them. And the scientists did tests on the crops outside of the circle and inside, and the nutrition in that was way higher on the crop circles inside. I've never heard that before. Isn't that amazing?
Wow, there's so much interesting stuff about it. You know how when we first were discovering the crop circles were there, and all of the people that were saying, "Oh no, somebody did that." I knew in my heart, I knew that that wasn't a human thing that happened. It was extraterrestrial, and
Right.
it was like, why are you all just being so, in such denial
Yeah.
about it? Because the energy from them coming from them is amazing, from what I understand.
Ooh, look at all these comments. Oh my
I
gosh, they're
know. Good
coming in.
morning to everyone jumping in. And Carol said she's been to Stonehenge. I would
Oh,
love that. I,
yeah.
I get energy just from the pictures of it. It's like I can imagine standing there.
Wow. Oh, and Sharon said she almost had a bat cam going last night, but couldn't see the bats for some reason. If I
Oh,
had put the camera on, I would have caught the falling shooting star on camera. It was
mm.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
I saw your message, Sharon, that it was so close to you. I would have loved to have seen that too. When I lived in Arizona, the sky out there, the sky looks different. I know it's the same sky, excuse me, but when there are falling stars, I still call them that. I know they're meteors. You see them forever. It's like they just travel across the sky because it's so immense. And
Wow,
I loved it. I would have loved to have seen that one that Sharon had
that
last
would be
night. I
the
just
best.
thought that was so awesome to look
I think they're beautiful. And Scarlett and Charles, Diane Beagle. Wow.
and
Every
Hope. Good
oh,
morning, everyone.
hi,
And I
every
want to congratulate Sherry Gatewood. She says, signing papers through the mail on my Florida home sale this week.
oh,
Congratulations, darling. I've
awesome.
heard from quite a few people that homes are selling really fast right now.
Isn't that
So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
It is.
Honestly, it kind of surprises me. I don't know why, but I would have not suspected that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Stacy says, I wish I could join Terry. Will it be recorded? The workshop?
Well, I don't know. Are you talking about the 11 o'clock with the ley lines? That is on Enlightened World Network. And it is our Come to the Circle right after the silent meditation this morning. And yes, it is a Facebook Live, so it will be online for you to revisit it.
Or are you talking about her workshop, which is
Yeah.
at What time today? 1 o'clock?
The workshop is at 1 o'clock this afternoon on connecting with your angels and spirit guides. And
Uh-huh.
that is not on a Facebook Live. It's not live anywhere. It's just on Zoom. It's a private class.
Oh, Stacy was talking about your 11 o'clock. So good.
Okay, good. Yeah, you can watch that afterward, Stacy.
And hi, Diane.
Diane's here. Good morning.
Yay. And Julie Kiss. Hi, Julie.
Yes, good morning, Julie. And
Wow.
Marianne Malone, Cindy says she's looking forward to the class.
I love this comment from Deirdre. She goes, I know. My friend won't believe it's anything but man-made. Silly
Oh,
human.
the crop circles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know people like that too.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my
they
gosh.
just
I love
deny,
it.
deny. And they're the same ones that deny the existence of UFOs. But guess what? Jeryl and I have seen them with our own eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. And just recently when you were here, I mean, things don't go through the air, do this, stop, and go backwards. Planes
Right.
don't do that.
Yeah.
They'll go and they may even go around like this, but they don't go zoom, boom, and not two, one following the other, one with lights, one without, and moving backwards and jumping up and down. It was pretty amazing. What can I say?
Yeah, yeah. And Sharon, I remember when you posted that and you said there was a song that reminded you of your grandmother or that she sang. So
Yeah.
yeah, that was definitely one of your signs, honey. And
Yes.
your granny showing up for you and getting your attention. I love that.
I love it. This is one of the things I love about this group in the morning is everybody brings such um, a vast experience to the table, and everyone's is different, and yet we can all relate to it somehow. And it's just so fun to share. And Carol Allen says, I've seen UFOs too. They exist. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
awesome.
Okay. Do you see Diana's comment?
Dude, dreams have been so wild and interesting. I slept in because I was enjoying the show. I was too. I mean, I didn't get that much sleep, just a few hours, but there were so many dreams in that time. And I love that when I'm waking up and I know that I've been to a movie also, Diane, because that's what it feels like, and sometimes I want to go back into that movie. I'm like, wait, I wasn't done with that movie yet.
I know. I've never been able to do that. I've always, like having a really good dream and I wake up and then I want to go back into it. And I hear people say all the time that they can go back into the dream.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do that. I'm working on it though. I'm working
Yeah,
on
I've done it many times.
it. Have you?
Yeah.
Do you just set the intention? Is that how you do it? And then just
Yeah.
go back and go to sleep and that happens? Huh.
Yeah. Well, I'm still in that state. It's like I knew that it happened. I knew that I was waking up, and I'm like, no, no, no. I want to see how this ends, or I want to figure this out or whatever. I just set that intention and I close my eyes and I go back into it. And
Wow.
yeah, it's really interesting.
Now, Gabby says, this is amazing. Gabby says, not long after I made the video this morning, sitting in the same spot, a pod of about 40 dolphins went past feeding on a coral bloom. Amazing.
Oh,
I'm in awe of that kind of
I
stuff.
am too.
Uh,
I love dolphins. And Gabby, have you ever seen a pink dolphin? I came across one of my pictures. I don't know, one that I downloaded. It wasn't one that I took, and it was a pink dolphin out in the ocean.
mm,
I would love to see that. Now that is on my bucket list. If there was something I would say I want to see that, it would be one of those pink dolphins. I just think they're gorgeous.
that would be, and that I would assume remarkably rare.
Yes.
Yeah.
They,
Okay. I wonder how, yeah, nature, Mother Nature, genetics, it's all just so fascinating and amazing to me. I am in awe of it.
me
Okay.
too.
And let's see, what else have we got going on?
Okay, so she hasn't seen one. She spent a lot of time around dolphins. I love them. I used to work in an office complex, and behind us was a marina. So I would go down there on my lunch break and just sit, and the dolphins would come right up to the marina. And I remember the first time I heard it, it was like this huge noise in the water. I'm going, what the heck is that? So I went over to the edge, and there were two dolphins that had come into the marina. They just like come in and did a U-turn right in front of me. It was so amazing. And
Wow.
I can't remember what else I saw. I think it was like or the rays, the manta rays that would also come in there. Yeah, I love sea creatures. I just love watching them out in the wild, and never got to see up close a whale, but I saw one from the shore when I was in Hawaii.
Oh, that would be
It
amazing.
was. I waited all week. We were there for a whole week, and I'm sitting out every morning watching for the whales and nothing. And we're on our way to the airport to
Wow.
leave the island and to leave Hawaii. And we saw the where they blow,
Uh-huh.
and I saw it, and I asked the driver. I said, was that a whale?" And so he pulled over, and sure enough, it was a whale out there, and they were coming in. So they were blowing their blowhole, whatever you call that on whales.
I think that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah. And Deirdre says, seeing any dolphin up close is another bucket list item for me. Deirdre, come on down to Florida. I went 2 years ago and with my friend Kathleen, and we swam with the dolphins in Orlando. And that's an amazing experience. It really is. Uh,
Absolutely.
we,
Everybody should see dolphins playing out there.
I
They're,
think so.
they're fun to watch. Did you ever watch Flipper when you were a kid?
Oh,
That was one of my
absolutely.
favorite movies
Yeah,
or TV.
absolutely. The TV series. Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched it all the time. I loved it.
I did too.
I can still, now I'm going to hear that jingle in my head
I
all.
know, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really gave me a love for that animal. I wanted,
Yeah.
after that, I always wanted to see them, and I've seen them many times
Yeah.
out in the wild, out in the ocean.
Diana says, I started lucid dreaming when I was a child because I wanted to manipulate the scary dreams and create a better story time. That's kind of amazing that as a child you had the construct to lucid dream.
Yeah,
You know?
amazing what our minds can do. Jean says we're talking, I think, still about the pink dolphins. They mostly live in the Amazon region, and yes, they are beautiful.
Okay. Okay. That's good.
Sure they are.
Wonder what that's all about. Oh, and Etta asked, how is your eye doing? And how's your eye doing, Teri,
My
today?
eye is doing great today. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I feel so good today. I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. So,
Awesome.
yeah, lots of stuff happening yesterday, and just excited about the day that's ahead of me. So,
Yeah.
thank you for asking. And I see that she's also asking about your foot.
Yeah, my foot is doing good. And she also asked about my friend's passing, and my foot is doing much better. There's a core, so it's got to kind of grow out, and I am kind of cutting it away as it grows out, but I don't feel like it's being replaced behind it. So I think I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. And I've done a lot of prayer, and I connected with Fran, and um, thank you for your prayers. It took something like this for me to really, really viscerally understand how impactful prayers can be when you're in such a state of crisis, if you will. Crisis in the sense that it was a loss that I wasn't expecting right away, and it really hit me at the heart and gut level. And I want to thank you all again for all of your love and support, because it helped me to come to a place of peace with it, and to connect and honor, her place in my life. But as emotional as it was, I couldn't have done it by myself, and I didn't. I had all of you sending me prayers, and I really, I'm so grateful. Thank you so
Good.
much.
Yes,
Yeah,
support makes so much difference
it
when we have
does.
each other, and that's what I love about this group. I want to say good morning to Ruth Bradford, Nelson Kiraz, and Jordan De La Rosa and Sherry Seymour. Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi, Jordan. I saw some of her artwork yesterday. That girl is off the charts talented. I'm in awe. I really am. It was amazing what I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh. So, boy, Jordan, if you ever have a show, I sure want to be there. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. We have so many artists in this group.
Yes, there are very talented people. And Sharon Boyle, I know you did a sound bath last
Yeah.
night. You said it was very late, like midnight, but it was Saturday night, so trusted the neighbors would accommodate me. I just kept the windows closed. I love that.
I am
Yes,
checking
definitely
that
will check
out.
that out, honey.
Yeah. Um, and Nelson said, I started to have really vivid dreams that affects my day by day. Yeah, absolutely. When we wake up in the morning, depending on what kind of dream we had, that can set the whole tone for your day for sure. And I remember when I was with I've been with partners where you had a dream where they were cheating on you or something, and you wake up and you're like really mad at them or whatever.
Or they
And,
did something.
yeah,
They did
exactly.
something, and and you're mad because they did whatever it was, and they have no clue what you're mad about.
Like, I'll never forget one time my ex-husband, I woke up because I thought a shelf was falling on us and there was a person breaking into our house was going to kill us. And I jumped on him to protect him. He was a fifth degree black belt, an Army Ranger martial artist, and he freaked out. He said, "You don't ever wake somebody up like that." Well, in my defense, I was willing to give up my life for him, and it was in a dream state. So that probably should have been my first red flag.
Probably should have.
Should have.
Yeah. Good morning, Prachir. And Edda says that her younger sister Gurneet is watching with us. Good morning, Gurneet.
Good morning and welcome. And Catherine Kovacs is with us.
Hi, Catherine. And Jordan says that she does have a Facebook, I guess it's a page, and she does plan on doing a live video this afternoon. Awesome.
Awesome. And Charles says, I dreamed my mother told me I was going to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. And sure enough, I did. I am now just seeing the light. Wow.
Wow.
That's cool.
That's right. And good morning, Barbara Fulowski.
And Sherry Seymour is with us. And Diana says, I just thought everyone did it. Lucid dreaming. How cool. Don't you think did you, Teri, you were talking to angels from the time you can remember. Did you think everybody could do it? I hear that so frequently from people that have these gifts from childhood.
Yeah, I've had lucid dreams my whole life. And I think the angels really protected me from a lot of the negative around me. And I was able to do the lucid dreaming because of that.
Okay.
So I could have something pleasant in my life, because that was really my only joy growing up, was being with the angels and my alone time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there was a lot of abuse, and so that was like my escape.
Uh-huh. And Scarlett says she used to try and wake in her dreams so that she could astral travel.
Yes.
That's kind of cool. And Sally, good morning.
Good morning, Sally.
I'm sure Tony's right there with you.
Oh, Carol's owl came out again last night at 3 a.m. Carol,
Wow.
I love to listen to the owls. There was one at the river while I was there. We could hear it. I'm pretty sure that it was probably across the water, because it did sound kind of far off.
Wow, check this out. Barbara said, I was fortunate to be able to be on a yacht for a filming of a show on Flipper, then taken to his home and play with him and the others. We were given his commands. What an experience as a child to have shared with my family. Barbara, I've known you a little while now. That is a cool story. We're going to talk about that a little bit more. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
love it.
I love it too. I don't know where it was at, but I saw somebody that said they were on a yacht and they were watching as they were filming Flipper. Oh, there it is. It's
Yeah.
Sharon. No, it wasn't
No,
Sharon.
that was, I just read it. That was Barbara Falowski.
Oh, okay. I thought it was farther up than that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's that is like what an experience that would be to have. Because she's from I think South Florida. So where do you know where they filmed that? Anybody know where that was filmed?
Probably Miami. I'm
Okay.
thinking either Miami or the Keys. I'm not sure where.
Okay. And yes, Tony's with us. And Sally says, I usually can't remember my dreams, but all of a sudden I'm receiving messages through my dreams.
Awesome.
That's
Well, I love this comment from Charles. Good morning, Charles Coons. He says, I dreamed my mother told me I was going to win a trip to the Dominican Republic, and sure enough, I did. I am now just seeing the light.
that is
Yes,
so
some of our dreams are like they call them precognitive, where we can see things that are going to happen. And I understand it now because I understand that there really is no such thing as linear time. What
mhm.
we think of as the past and the future, it's all just happening. It hasn't, it's not going to happen or has happened. So I understand now how we could get that information and see things and know things without it in our reality, in our time space reality, that in the linear time it hasn't shown up yet.
Okay.
It has happened.
Very cool. And poor Catherine didn't get any sleep last night much because their AC broke. So they had to stay up for the guy to come and they
And
didn't
that's
get
in
to
the
bed
new
till 1.
house. Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, at least it's fixed now. So maybe today you can catch a nap.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. And Sherry Gateway says, as a child, I'd swim in our pond with a log and pretend the log was Flipper. I love that.
Oh, I love that.
Cool.
And Sally says, I usually can't. Did you read that? Can't remember her dreams, but all of a sudden she's receiving messages through her dreams. And
Yeah.
that's another thing that happens. And I learned, I think it was 2 years ago, about that space when you're first waking up. Like the first, I think, 10 or 15 seconds when you first wake up in the morning from sleep or any time from sleep, you're still in that place that you go to, that
Right.
your mind goes to while you're sleeping. And that's the moment when you can really just be still instead of just jumping up out of bed. You can be still and just still be in that energy of being not totally in your body. And that's when a lot of people manifest, because in that space you're still limitless. I mean, we are anyway, but then you know that you are because you're feeling it. So try that sometime. When you first wake up, don't just jump out of bed. Don't just start going over the things you have to do today, which most of us, that seems to be
Yeah.
the norm. But just lay there for a minute and see what you're experiencing. I've done it. When I first heard that, I'm like, really? And it does work.
Yeah.
You're in that really altered state when you first wake up. And so it's very interesting to feel into that energy.
Absolutely. I the most successful people on the planet do that. I've read
Yes.
that a lot. And
Mhm.
Barbara says that Flipper was filmed Miami, Key Biscayne, and Fisher Island.
Yeah, I know exactly where that's at. I've been there many times.
And Mary Ann Cindy is with us. Good morning. Um, did you see the one by Gurneet?
Gurneet, it's your first time with us, and thank you.
Yes. Good
She says, I
morning.
get these weird, scary dreams about my mother that I am losing her. It really disturbs and scares me.
Yeah.
One thing that I can say, if you're prone to having disturbing dreams, you can, before you go to sleep, before you close your eyes, just ask your angels to guard over you and ask them to protect you while you sleep, because they do. But just go to sleep with that type of energy, and then make the intention, because our intentions are so powerful. Just set your intention that your sleep time is going to be restful for you, and that you are going to have a really great night of sleep and not be disturbed by anything, because we can stop those disturbing dreams like that. I've done it myself. I used to have nightmares. I used to wake up from my sleep screaming without any sound coming out. I'd sit up in bed and I'm just like screaming out. um, so yeah, just ask the angels. That's one thing I will say. They always help. Ask Archangel Michael to protect you while you're sleeping.
Yeah. And Charles says that Luke Halpern was neighbor up until 5 years old. Flipper. So is Luke Halpern, was he the name of, was that the name of one of the actors on the show?
I guess. Was that the little boy? I remember that kid when
Yeah.
he'd go and talk to Flipper.
Okay. And that you just mentioned about setting your intention before you go to sleep, your dreams. You can set the intention also to remember your dreams before you go to sleep as well.
Absolutely.
Mm.
And
Did you see
that's what
Robert?
the I'm sorry,
Oh, I
Jeryl.
just wondered if you wanted to read Robert's comment. It goes along with what you were saying.
Right. And before we read that one, from what I understand and what I've read,
Uh-huh.
the people that are like our big inventors and the ones that discovered things, that's what they would do. They would set their intention before they went to sleep that they would remember their dreams, because their minds were so creative and they knew that they had all these downloads and they had information coming into them. So
Yes.
before they went to sleep, they would call on their spirit guides and they would say, okay, help me to remember this now because I know it's going to be big. They could, you know, how you just feel intuitively something's coming.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
they knew this. So when they would start to go to sleep, they would say that out loud and
Uh-huh.
ask their spirit guides to help them to bring forth that creativity and bring forth whatever it was that was being downloaded. I love this. And I
I
love this
do.
discussion this morning. And
Yes.
let's see what Robert had to say.
Yeah.
He said, so true. When we wake up, we are somewhere between theta and delta brainwaves, where the creativity is at the peak and reprogramming can take place. Yeah, absolutely.
And Ruth Bradford says, my dad would tell us someone's going to die. I don't know whom. Let's go get funeral clothes and pack. Sure enough, in a few days, we would get the call someone had passed.
Mhm.
Wow. It's amazing what
It is.
happens in that, that subconscious state.
I know.
That,
And, you know, I've had those precognitive dreams before about somebody dying, but it wasn't that person that died. It was somebody else that I knew.
oh,
So we at least, you know, get some warning sometimes if we
yeah.
choose to allow that to come through. So,
Wow.
yeah. I have, what's it called? Um, on my Fitbit, it tracks my sleep and it shows the different brain states and sleep states that you go into
Ooh,
while you're sleeping overnight. I love that information. I love just being able to see it. And you know, that's something that we don't have any control over when we go into the REM state or the, you know, the lighter state of sleep. But it's there, and now we know that can be tracked. So on my Fitbit, if I look at it, if I look at the information, the analysis, it shows me through the night how long I slept, how long I stayed in the REM state, you know, when I was in that lighter state of sleep, and how many times I woke up. I think all of that is so informative and interesting.
yeah.
Something I wasn't even aware of before. You know, I just knew that I slept, I woke up, you know, I dreamed.
And I wanted you to address this. Scarlett Patterson says, I have a dream catcher that seems to help. You make dream catchers, don't you, Terry?
I've been making dream catchers for over 30 years. I love them. I was taught by a Native American how to make them and the whole history behind them. It's something that the grandmothers in the village would make to give to newborns. And the reason they gave it to
Oh,
newborns, the whole theory of the dream catcher, it's like a spider web that's woven inside of the ring, And the history and the fable is that during sleep, their thoughts, their dreams go up into this dream catcher and it catches them. And any of the negative vibration of the dream is caught in the web, and any of the good stuff, that high vibration, slides down the feathers and comes back to them, so they wake up with this really good feeling. I love the history
I
and the
love that.
fable and why they did things that they did, and that's one of my favorite. And yeah, I've made them. I have a Facebook page called Made by an Angel, and it shows some of the creations that I've done with dream catchers. I just love them.
That's so awesome. Thank you. I never knew that. I mean, I thought it was just to catch the bad dreams. So I never heard that fable. Thank you for sharing that with
You're
us.
so
Really
welcome.
cool. Very cool. Yeah, Sally says, yes, I used to dream that family members were going to pass away. Each dream started out the same. I was walking up to a funeral home, and in truth, the family members who welcomed me to the funeral home, let me, was going to be the family member who lost a member. Whoever was missing was the person who actually passed away, and then it would happen.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
those are precognitive dreams.
okay. Okay. So, and on a different note, Carol says, I was happy yesterday. I found the music I used to meditate to years ago on YouTube. I still have the old cassette tape of it, but no player. I listened to it yesterday. Oh,
Oh, good.
that is so cool.
I love that. I love finding old stuff. You know, I used to, years ago, I used to do and attend medicine wheel circles. And I don't know if you all know what that is. It's a Native American tradition. We did it on the full moon, and we created a medicine wheel out of stones, out of gemstones. And I mean, these women, these Native American women, just really know what stone goes with what direction, and the moon phases and everything. So we would create, it's called a medicine wheel. And those stones that were in there inside the wheel, we would walk around in a circle around the wheel. We would sing songs, we would celebrate, play the drums or whatever we had. And we would sing some of these beautiful songs, but I couldn't remember the words to them. And then I started going to a full moon circle down here in Fort Lauderdale about 5 years ago, I think. And we sang the same songs there. And as they were singing them, I'm going, oh my gosh, my heart. Because I knew these songs, they were so familiar. So I understand what you're saying about when you find something familiar to
Yeah.
you and it clicks, it doesn't it? It just clicks that memory imprint of a really great experience. So I love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Awesome. And Sherry Seymour says, I also make dream catchers. I have a lot of my mother's costume jewelry and weave a piece of that in the dream catchers I make for family members. That's so special.
It is. And hi, Angie Taylor and Kamal Shah from Pakistan. Thank you for being with us this morning.
Mom. And Jordan has a prayer request. Would you like to read that?
Yeah, I put up the note that it's prayer request time. This morning is flying by.
It
And
is.
Jordan says, this time I ask for prayers that we may be able to close on this home we are trying to purchase. I just got a copy of the inspection which I have not looked at yet because I'm a tad scared. You
Yeah.
know, look at it. It's what I'm hearing. What everything is screaming out. It's like, look at it. So open it up.
And Sally says, asking for prayers this morning for my grandson and granddaughter to be lifted today into a better light. Absolutely, Sally.
Yes, yes. And Scarlett, I would like to add my friend Angela, who endures back pain.
Absolutely. Oh, and Sally's going to have dream catchers and mandalas in the center, and they're also going to have drums. I know they're doing a drumming ceremony when they open up the center. So, yeah, they're going to have an online presence. So you'll want to check that out. I'm sure Sally hopefully will post in Enlightenment and everything because they've got homemade soaps and salts and look everything. It's going to be amazing. I can't wait for them to open.
Oh, and Deirdre That's a big yes. She's asking if I would be guided to do a dream catcher class.
That would be amazing.
Years ago, I used to teach people how to make them at Michael's. Michael's is an arts and crafts store, and they hired me to teach people how to make dream catchers. So, yes, I absolutely will. I will schedule that, and I will put in the ingredients. I'll put in the things that you have to purchase to be able to make your very own dream catcher.
Awesome.
Awesome.
And do you want to read Edda's
Uh,
next?
Kindly pray for dearest Gurneet, who is with us today, and her little daughter Avnor. Request prayers for my darling brother Prachir, for both Gurneet and Prachir to be strong, happy, and healthy. I love that you put that in your prayers. That just brings such beautiful energy when you do that. And I know you're going to be in my class this afternoon, so I want you all to be able to connect closer to your angels and to your spirit guides. And I'm really hearing that your mom is one of your spirit guides now. So so we'll do that this afternoon in the class, is teach how to have a closer connection with your spirit guides.
Awesome. And Angie asks for prayers for her oldest son and my oldest son's father. Thank you. Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Oh, Sherry Gatewood, I love that comment. Thank you all for this show. It reminds me of when my grandparents and older family members would sit around the radio listening to a program, right? Yeah, that's so amazing how traditions and families have kind of fallen apart, haven't they? You
Yeah.
know, we're all so busy and caught up in busyness, and that was something that families used to do together, was sit around either the radio or later on, watch a TV program together and talk about it or get the energy of it.
And you want to tell Jean where to sign up for your class this afternoon?
Jean Lorio, is
Yeah.
that for my class or is that for the dream catchers?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry. She
I
just
think you're
signed me
signed
up.
up. Yeah, Jean, I believe you're signed up for the class this
Okay. It
afternoon.
must be for the dream catchers. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get lost in the comments.
Okay. And
Diane Deagle.
Catherine says she'd love it too.
Oh, good. Diane Deagle says prayers for, and this is close to my heart, for alcoholics and drug addicts that will find their way to freedom.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
am right there with you on that prayer.
Yeah,
And Sherry, I'm so looking forward to having you in class today. And thank you for
yeah.
signing up for it.
Okay. And Sally's asking for prayers for Tony and her as well to remain in the calm of the day and not to give into what could be a negative time today.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And Sally, I would love to offer you a dream catcher for your center. Just private message me with your address of the center, and I'll make one and send it up to you. That will be my opening gift for you for opening your center.
Oh, that is so sweet. And Robert says prayer request for myself to have clarity throughout the month of June to make the right decision that will help me in the transition at the end of June, as the project I am now at work is ending. And I would like to remain in the area where I am now. Maybe find a new job that will allow me to pay rent and have enough time off to manage my business as well as me time. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I feel for you, Robert, and we definitely will lift you up for that.
Yeah.
And Sharon says, I had a tough day yesterday, but after going through that, I had the divine flowing through me, starting with the blessing I did, then the star, then going live, building my confidence. Oh, I love it, Sharon.
That's awesome.
It
Awesome.
is.
I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, and Angie asked also prayers for myself and my boys, for all of us to feel safe, loved, and capable. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. We love you too. I
Yeah.
love your spirit too. I just love it.
And yes, Jean was referring to the dream catchers in her comment. And
Good.
Sherry Seymour asked for prayers for Jacksonville and all major cities where there is rioting. Yeah, it makes me very sad what's going on right now in our country. And I know my friend Prince out in Palm Springs, California, posted some things that's going on out there. It's very sad that
Yes.
this is happening.
And our
So
friend,
let's lift up our country today, big time,
please
and
do. And
pray for that.
our friend Barbara Taylor was in she lives in a neighborhood in Los Angeles where some of the major rioting was taking place. So she just got home in time and got in and got safe because they're burning
Good.
buildings down and everything else around her. So I know she's not watching, but let's hold her up. Good morning, Rick. Hi.
Hi, Rick. And Gabby says, I would like to share the powerful Gaia energy I've experienced over the last few days with the group during prayer time. Thank you, Gabby.
That's
Oh, yes,
beautiful.
I know we're all going to feel that very strongly. I felt it just looking at your pictures and your videos.
It's amazing. And Hope would need some prayers for healing her right hip. Okay. You see Grenades?
Request you both to pray for my sister, Prachetta, after mom. She's really heartbroken, but still thinks and prays for us. But inside, she's struggling to cope with mom's loss, who was her lifeline. Even going through herself so much, she's always praying for well-being.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I lift you all up every day for that for you to work through your grief process with ease and grace and just be gentle with yourself. It takes time.
It does. And you know, Terry, I love this family. I love their
Oh,
family
yeah.
because each and every one of them are more concerned about the other one than they are about themselves. And if all people were to care more about another's well being than themselves, everyone would be taken care of. And I admire you all so much because of that. It's amazing the love you have for each other.
Me too. And your mom she's so beautiful. So just still connect with her in spirit. Her beauty was not just her physical appearance, her beauty was deep inside.
Yeah. Did you see Sharon's?
Sharon Boyle said, prayers for all of you here, all around you, and for all going through challenging times, both internally and externally. Absolutely.
And she has another one under
Oh,
that.
prayer for my mom, who has been feeling sick the past few days. Not sure if it was too much time in the sun at the allotment. Yeah, we have to be careful of that. I do especially. I have very light skin, so I don't handle the sun very well. And plus, my doctor has threatened me do not stay out in the sun. I'm like, okay.
And Sally says, I absolutely adore Prachetta and her family. They bring a beautiful um, peacefulness. Yes,
Yes,
they
they
really do.
do.
It's
Absolutely.
such wonderful modeling for all of us.
Hmm. Yeah,
Grace in the storm, you know.
totally agree. All right, so if you want to keep putting your prayers in, it is time for us to begin. And I need to get this on the road because we're doing silent meditation at 10 o'clock this morning. So I've got to prepare for that.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
So let's all begin to just go into our prayer time with the breath. Breath is so important. So let's connect into our heart center. And you know how to do this. And if you're new to us on here, we've got a few new people today. Let's just explain that when we do pray, I say God, you can substitute and think about whatever you believe. So I've always called the highest power that is, I've always referred to it as God. But we're not religious, we are spiritual here. Our religion is love. So that's where we come from, and we're not trying to impose any dogma or any belief on anyone. It's just open to whatever you believe in. That's where we go in our prayer time. So we start with the breath, And we take it in deeply and breathe it into our heart center. And as you breathe it in, take it all the way into your lungs. Let it pooch out your belly. That's called a belly breath. And then exhale it slowly. And then let's do that again. Breathing in deeply, adding in some gratitude, adding that essence of warmth, of love, of joy, of happiness, of gratitude in seeing a new day, gratitude in seeing familiar things around you, or in a sunrise or a sunset. Just go into a lot of gratitude this morning, because we need to raise our vibrations. So let's raise it through gratitude and through love today. And let's bring that energy deep, deep in our heart. The deeper you go with your breath, that's going to open up that throat chakra even more. So bring in the love for each other. Breathe in the warmth that you feel when you come together in the mornings and we all sit around and laugh and cry and share our burdens and share our joys. Breathe that into your heart right now. Know that you are not alone. Wherever you are, whatever is going on, you are not alone. We're all together in this. We're all right here lifting up each other. So I want you to feel that right now. Feel that comfort in knowing that others are seeing you, really seeing you, not just saying words, but we see each other's hearts. We feel those feelings because we're empaths, and we know that when one is hurting, we all hurt. So take another deep breath in to the heart center. And then we're going to bring that breath downward. We're going to take it down to the solar plexus. And we're going to stop there for just a moment at the solar plexus chakra. And we're going to breathe in worthiness this morning. You are so worthy of being where you are. You're so worthy of love. That's what this group is all about, is love. So take in that energy of deserving love, deserving to be a part of. No one is excluded as you come in here to this group. We love you unconditionally. We welcome you with open arms. Feel that. Feel it in your solar plexus. You can put your hand there if that helps to feel it. And say to yourself in this area, I am worthy. I deserve this love that I'm feeling flowing into me. Breathe in confidence right into that solar plexus area. Confidence in knowing that you are part of the oneness of God. That feels good as I'm feeling that energy. I'm seeing yellow everywhere. I just saw, with my eyes closed, I saw a yellow butterfly. New beginnings, opening up to a new sense of self as you absorb that worthiness. Just let it open for you. Beautiful. And let's ask Archangel Uriel to help us ground into that energy, to ground into our worthiness, to ground into the love that comes up from Mother Gaia. And let's go there. Let's ask Uriel to escort us down to the center of Mother Earth, going deep, deep into Earth, feeling the stability that's at the core of Mother Earth, and bringing that stability back to us. If you need to touch one of the stones or touch the earth itself, maybe it's a root. There's lots of tree roots down there, so Maybe that's what you need for strength and for stability. And bring that energy back up to you. And as we do so, we're going to send at the same time some healing energy of love down into Mother Earth. We're going to ask that healing to be felt by all inhabitants of Earth, for all of the unrest, for all of the anger, all of the things that are transpiring right now, especially here in our country, in the United States. Let's ask for that peace and that calm to start to seep in to each person coming up from Mother Earth. Let's take just a moment to do that, a moment of silence, just to send peace over our beautiful planet and our wonderful country that we live in. Thank you all for doing that. Thank you for sending an energy of peace through the storms that are going on right now in our world. We've been through so much these last few months, and the energies and the emotions are so on edge right now. So let's ask for Mother Earth energy to come up and to heal the emotions. Let's bring that love from Mother Earth up to our heart center and anchor it in there. Letting that feeling of peace rest in our hearts. And as we send that frequency out over the world to feel the peace and the calm inside of us, that's the beginning point. And now we ask our angels to help us look at the prayer requests, help us to see each one that was put into the circle and those that we're each holding in our own hearts. Maybe you didn't say something that you're holding on to, something that you need prayer for. Let's put that in the circle. And let's lift each other up, lift each person and their loved ones. Any of these that were mentioned that are struggling, let's lift all of those prayer requests right now and shower them with love. That energy that we brought up to our hearts from Mother Earth, let's give that to these prayer requests. Showering peace and love over every request that was put forth. And then together we're going to unite to bring these requests to God, to the highest source energy there is. And we're going to ask that each one be seen individually, that each one be ministered to, and to feel God's touch in their lives. And in whatever way it's going to be answered, that's for their best and highest good. And for us to lose that attachment to the outcome, to lose the expectation of how it's going to be answered, but just to let it go. And I'm feeling some hearts that are very tender, tender from loss, tender from experiencing what's going on in our world. It's touching us in a deep place. So let's really go into that energy of letting go of that today, letting it go and letting the outcome be blessed and touched by God. And we ask that that be done for the best and highest good of all of us. The actions of one affect all others on the planet. So we're asking God to really look at everything that's happening in our world today and to bring peace to our world. And let's give gratitude for that. Let's give gratitude for our prayers being heard, for our lives being touched, for feeling the peace inside of our hearts, for seeing our path, each one of us seeing the best way for us to move forward and the things that we are to do while we're here in this lifetime, the words we are to speak, the love that we give out to help it to be an unconditional love. And thank you, God, for being with us. Thank you for seeing us, for hearing us. Thank you for your white light that shines on each one of us individually and shines on our little collective that's gathered here, that gathers every morning. We love you. Feel that love. Feel that adoration for God and feel it as it comes back into your heart. Open up your heart to receive. And I'm still feeling that tenderness that's in there, and that's okay. So now let's take that love, let's take that energy that came in so strongly as we were connected in with God's source energy, and let's start sharing that with each other. Let's send each other big, big hugs today. Let's send each other that essence of healing energy, which is love. That's what Kuan Yin tells us. She teaches us that. Love and compassion coming from deep in our heart unconditionally. That's what heals. And so let's use that to heal our world, to heal each other. So as you're feeling into that energy deep in your heart, just turn to one person in our circle and say to that person, I love you. I love you. And then receive that energy back. Let it come back into your heart. It's been marinated now in each of our hearts. It's expanded as it comes back to us. It's like a little love bomb inside. So we're going to give that to the whole collective that's gathered here, and anyone who will watch this afterwards, you're receiving it too. And we do this with gratitude. The gratitude is our words of thank you. And then I love you. And when you say this, I want you to really feel it. Feel it from every bit of that love that's in your heart. You're giving it away, but you get it right back. So let's do that now on the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I
I
love
love
you.
you. How beautiful you all are. You are so beautiful. See your beauty inside today. That's my prayer for all of you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be a blessed day. It
It
really is.
is. It
Yes.
really is.
Yes. And such an exciting and with your workshops and with all your meditations and that, there's going to be so much light put out on the planet today. I'm excited about that. I
Me
really
too. I'm lifting you up today, Jeryl, and
thank
I
you.
know you're still tender in your heart. I felt that.
Well,
And lifting you up for blessings and
and
for you to feel the energy of the loved one that you just lost.
and my mom and dad. They're
And your mom and dad as well, your whole family. You know,
yeah,
affected the whole family.
yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. And thank you everyone. Look at all these hearts and look at all these people.
Hearts. We
Uh,
started with hearts and we're ending with hearts. I love that.
yes. Yes, I love
And
that too.
Sally says that she feels a bit better already.
I'm so
I'm so
glad.
glad.
Yeah.
And Deirdre says, I've just been love bombed.
Thank you so
Awesome,
much.
awesome.
That
Well,
is
don't forget, Diane will be on this morning at 9:30. And then
yes.
right after that, come do our silent meditation with us at Enlightened World Network. And then we're going to work with the dragon energy after that at 11.
That's going to be awesome. 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 So, as Deirdre would say, and she
That's
has,
it. Yes.
namaste, y'all.
Bye, everybody. I love you so much. Stay blessed today. Stay in that energy of love in your heart. And
Yes.
we'll see you tomorrow morning on Coffee and Conversation. Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.